know Keigon as a child. So his political pampers was worn under my watch. So he was very near and dear to me. From that day to now, he will call Auntie Cathy. He wouldn't forget my birthday, he wouldn't forget my Mother's Day, he wouldn't forget anything. He came to me. He said, Auntie Cathy, I have a tough decision to make. I said, listen to me. I strongly believe that you were to give me the opportunity to represent this constituency because you are intelligent, you are humble, you have all the qualities that will be a good representative. I am with you 100%. And if anyone tells you not to go, I will be with you. I will encourage you all the way. Because here what is happening, you are not talking about party. You are talking about the development of Tobago and the youth. So forget about party politics and think about the development of Tobago and what you can do to make Tobago a better place. I say, and remember, these days are very sick. I can't walk properly, but I'm all the way with you. 99.9%. I am with you. That young man will be the best representative we will have in this constituency.
Your love is my strength.
That video, you already know who we're talking to next. This morning we are talking to the TPP candidate for Buku Mount Pleasant, Mr. Keigon Denoon. Good morning, Keigon, and welcome.
Good morning, Ms. Felix. Good morning, Tobago. A special good morning to the electoral district of Buku, Keigon, Mount Pleasant.
Minister, this morning we're going to get into some conversation about your transition into active politics. Now, your thrust into politics has been one that has raised eyebrows for many people. You were known to be a prominent member of the People's National Movement Party here on the island, and just as indicated in that video, having to make a tough decision whether or not to switch from red to blue. Tell us about, your political history a bit. Give us a little bit of understanding of who was Keigon Denoon and what would have caused such a huge shift in your political loyalty and your political career.
I mean, I would agree with you that that question has been on a lot of persons' mind. I've answered that question so many times in so many interviews. The thing is, I grew up in politics. Yeah, I grew up seeing persons serve, grew up seeing persons campaigning. But I also grew up seeing persons having political fatigue. They walk and they say they haven't seen their representative in so long and so forth. As I indicated, that was a very difficult decision to make. It has had some interesting repercussions. People have called me Judas. And those persons clearly are not very familiar with the Bible. Because if I was really Judas, I would not have left the party. I would have still been there, and like many others, upset and doing the party harm. The thing is, Shenell, for me, politics is about serving people. Politics is about ensuring that you seek the best interests of the people you claim to love. And so, when the time came, and I would have given that story earlier, when the young men came to me and said, Keigon, the only time we would really get proper representation is if you go and serve us, because you have been serving outside of office. Imagine what you can do for the community in office. And you have to do some deep introspection as an individual, recognizing that you must always put people before party. And that is what I did. I put the people before party.
Right. But even as you talk about the transition that was made, you indicated that a decision was made after the leaking of that voice note among some of your colleagues within the previous colleagues under the People's National Movement, you know, speculating that you were in the group but undermining the group, and in the group but wanting to be a part of the TPP. And you indicated that after that came out, that gave you the thrust to want to actually make that decision. So how long have you been propositioned to make that crossing over?
Earlier in the year, and it is not something that I hid from my colleagues in my previous organization. When the proposition came, I had a conversation with my then political leader, Mr. Dennis, indicating what would have occurred. And so if the information came out, it would not have been a surprise. But you know, politics is a very interesting playing field. And so for me, I have not leaked any information from the PNM. I have not taken any strategies. I mean, some say I was in strategy meeting. There was no strategy at the time. I don't know if there is one now. And so if you recognize, I have not mounted any platform and dragged the PNM in any kind of way. I have not said anything to ill-speak the organization. I can mount a platform and talk all manner of things. But I have chosen to leave the organization without any animosity, chosen to leave without any bad blood. And so there are many persons who are trying to what you would call draw me out and get into that bacchanal and confusion. But I'm not here for bacchanal and confusion. I am here for the service of the people. And I have been able to, over the past month and so, ramp up my service to the people. I've seen people who need significant help and I've been able to assist them. I have been able to assist people with food vouchers, with hampers. A young man in my community, his house burnt down. Up to yesterday I was there, walking him through the process of how to ensure and get back all the stuff, the fire reports and so forth. And so for me, politics is a personal touch. You must know the people that you want to serve. And I have spent my entire life serving. If you look at my track record, for the amount of interviews that I've had here, in different capacities, as president of the village council, as chairman for the credit committee of the credit union, as a director of the credit union, as T.H.A president, service is a part of
the Yes program. I think we had conversations about Yes.
And so every opportunity I've been given to serve, I have served and I've served well. And so what they would try to do is try to label me that I betrayed the organization, but I have not. Have you seen me mount any platforms and drag the People's National Movement? I have
Understood. Not. So even as you look at the district, Buku Mount Pleasant, what are your big ticket items that you will implement if given the opportunity to serve that district?
Well, walking my district, the first question I would ask my constituents is, what does a successful 4-year term look like to you? Because one must understand that when you are putting plans and policies in place, it must be guided by the people that are going to benefit from them. And so for some persons, they just want to see their representative more because they are comfortable. For others, it has to do with assistance. For others, it has to do with sporting. And so the first thing that I would be doing is ensuring that all sporting facilities in my electoral district are up to mark, well maintained. And so the Buku sporting facility at the field there would be one of the first big ticket items that we will be looking at.
Tell me a bit about the economic activity in the area. Buku, Mount Pleasant, Keigon has in recent time become a key economic hub on the island. A lot of businesses going up around there. Even on that Shervan Road, you see a lot of businesses, townhouses, food hubs, restaurants, hotels, Airbnbs, you name it, is clustered around that area. What are some of your ideas to engage the business community?
Well, that's a very good question as well. I have been engaging the business community. I've met with a number of them. And most, if not all of them, have expressed the same thing. They are willing and ready to partner for the betterment of the community. Buku, Keigon, Mount Pleasant is so well positioned. It's like 12 minutes from Scarborough, 12 minutes from the airport, right in the center of all the activities. When you come down to the Buku beach, you would recognize that that has become one of the most popular beaches on the island. And so the young persons have been doing their own entrepreneurial skills there. But what we want to do is have a bit more management of the facility, install some huts, install some washroom facilities, some changing rooms, ensuring that it's a bit more up to mark and a bit more friendly and user-friendly and so forth. We have also seen the need for a slipway down at the bay there, and also extending the jetty based on conversation with the fishermen and for the persons who use the facility. When you come to the Keigon area, we recognize that they have some of the best sporting persons. I mean, I did a football league the other day called the Buku Ballpark, something about we were reintroducing it. And a team from Keigon came and won out the league. And so you would recognize that Buku Mount Pleasant has some of the best footballers in Tobago. So what we are going to do is ensure that we hone and develop those skills. And we're going to be competing among the electoral districts in the upcoming years. And I'm going to ensure that my district is the best and continues to be the best. Additionally, I've also seen a significant need for assistance for single parents. In working the electoral district, I've met a number of single mothers, few single fathers as well, who need some significant assistance. And so with the assistance of the business community, what we are going to do is ensure that the 3 community centers that are in the electoral district, well, 2, Buku and Mount Pleasant, and there's one bordering my district at Keigon, are going to be used as what we call homework centers. That way, there is never going to be a child who is unable to submit an assignment because their parents were unable to assist them. There's never going to be a child who is unable to do their homework because there's someone at the homework center to assist them and so forth. Here we will be able to assist the most vulnerable in the community as well.
One of the areas that I think a lot of single parents need assistance with is childcare.
Right.
From seeing how the outside world, particularly in first world countries, function as it pertains to childcare, one of the things that I deem to be lacking here in Tobago is an affordable childcare system that may implement even temporary childcare. Let's say, for instance, there are a number of single parents who work 2 jobs, sometimes even 1 job, but the hours are very restricting. Sometimes they pick up the children from school and they have the kids with them at work.
Mm-hmm.
Is there an opportunity to create after-school care even at these community centers, whereby after school children can be dropped off at the community center, be given care until parents are finished working at 5 or at 6, to ensure that that extra support is given for persons who are not able to have that family support?
Right, and so that is where the homework centers come into play. Yes, they would be able to drop off their children there. There would be after school care, but they would not only be after school care, there would be after school education. And so we did a pilot project recently there down at Buku during the summer vacation. And there were students who came in that could not write their names. But because of the good assistance with Miss Patrice there, a teacher that volunteered to host the class for us, we would have seen children come out of that camp after 6 weeks, being able to write their names, being able to spell better, being able to write and so forth. And that little assistance goes a long way, because you would recognize that the earlier you capture students and you teach them and train them, the better contributors they would be to the society growing up. And so we have to ensure, as an administration, that we not only take care of the most vulnerable among us, but we give our young people the best opportunity at succeeding, thereby being able to contribute to our socio-economic development of the greatest little island on the planet.
Excellent. And even as we round off the discussion this morning, what do you say to persons who say, well, you know, Keigon is young, and when he speaks to the youth, and he focuses on targets youth, but what about the senior citizens? What about the widows within the community, or the widowers?
And so in my walking as well, I've met a number of senior citizens, and I've recognized that they have not only health challenges, but more specifically mobility challenges, which can be assisted by us reviving and reintroducing what you would call that Golden Movers program, where you come, you shuttle the older persons, you bring them together, you have health checks regularly, you have activities for them at least 2 or 3 times a week to ensure that they keep their mobility up. I've met a few of them who need what I would call water therapy because of their knees and their joints and so forth. So to introduce a program for them that assist them with that kind of mobility, because some I have met say, we really want to go to the beach, but there's no one to take us. And that is where the division, especially of community development, will come into play, to be that shoulder to lean on in their older years, as they would have given their life and service to this island.
What do you say to the persons who have become disenchanted with politics and they're watching on and they're saying, that's just talk, that's what politicians do, it's election season, they come, they make promises. What are you doing to ensure that even initiatives like that, you make sure that it is implemented if you are given the opportunity to serve the people?
The good thing about me, Shenell, is that I have functioned both in and out of the government space. And so I function in the NGO space, and I function in the administration space. And so for me, there is no excuse for non-performance. There's always a way. And if the way has to be non-governmental, we will get it done. And so if you look at my track record of service to the people of Tobago, it has been one that where I don't make any excuses. You could look at my track record as the president of the Buko Village Council, where we would have revitalized the council, we would have made the Easter crab and groceries even a much better product that we offer. And so for the persons who are suffering from what I would call political fatigue, I would tell them, have faith, have hope. This is a candidate that does not make excuses. This is a candidate that literally aspires to inspire before he expires. This is a candidate that serves the people, has served and would continue to serve. And so just have faith and go to the polls on January the 12th and put your X, like Keigon Denoon. The symbol is the anchor.
Understood. Well, we want to thank you so much for being here this morning, and we're wishing you all the best in the upcoming Tobago House of Assembly election. Come Monday, the 12th of January, guys. It's just a few short days away. And so, again, we're wishing you all the best. We're going to take a quick break right here, and we'll be back with much more conversations right after this. See you soon.